If you want to be a part of the conversation before it happens here on YouTube, click that link in the description to join the free Courtside Financial Discord. What's going on, everyone? My name's Obi and welcome back to Courtside Financial. Today we'll be discussing some exciting developments from Chinese electric vehicle manufacturer NIO. In this video, we'll be discussing NIO's recent efforts to stay ahead of the battery technology race, an incentive that they're offering to existing users to upgrade their battery packs, and an intern who's making claims of sexual harassment during her time at the company. But before we dive into this video, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel if you're new here. Make sure you hit the like button because that really does go a long way in helping out the video and the channel. And also make sure you click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any updates that are coming on the channel as well. NIO ramps up battery R&D efforts and taps into talent from Apple and Panasonic. So 36 Krypton reported that NIO is looking for talent for a battery project, allegedly. They're reportedly hiring top-tier talent from the likes of companies like Apple and Panasonic. The company has reportedly recruited Sean Hao, who is the senior quality manager of battery technology at Apple, or was the senior manager of battery technology at Apple, and Zach Izaki, who was the general manager for battery technology North America at Panasonic. Now, I took a look at Sean's LinkedIn profile and it's pretty impressive. While the headlines are referring to him as top talent from Apple, he's truly a veteran in the battery industry. He certainly didn't just get his start yesterday. He worked at Apple for 8 years and 7 months, ending his career with the firm in 2020. According to LinkedIn, he is also currently employed at QuantumScape and has been there for almost 3 years as a director of quality engineering. Now, many of you have heard of QuantumScape before. They're a company that's making waves in the battery technology space. QuantumScape was the first manufacturer to even ship a solid-state battery to OEMs. So the fact that NIO has access to someone like Sean, who seems to be a wealth of knowledge, is a great thing in my opinion. Zach Izaki, who came from Panasonic, seems to be a wealth of knowledge as well. Zach led the engineering of Panasonic batteries in North America and assembled an engineering team to build batteries for the Tesla Model 3 at the Nevada plant, jointly built by Tesla and Panasonic. He's even given some credit for pulling the Model 3 out of a jam when it faced severe capacity constraints in regards to the battery life. NIO on February 24th at a battery technology forum announced that they have started phase 1 of their battery plant construction. Also reported by 36 Krypton, NIO has reportedly exceeded 800 people on their battery technology team, and they are making an investment of 1 billion RMB. For comparison, China's third largest battery company, CALD, made an investment of 300 million into battery technology in 2021. And in the same year, another battery maker, Svolt Energy, invested $724 million RMB in R&D in 2021. The bottom line here is that NIO is hiring a lot of top-class talent in the world, and they're putting up a lot of money to propel them to the forefront of the battery technology race. I have to say that I'm extremely excited to see how things unfold in the distant future. We all know traditional battery suppliers are squeezing OEMs right now due to things like material shortages. The batteries are becoming very costly. It seems like NIO is accelerating their plans to become one of the industry's leading battery manufacturers as well. If they're able to succeed in these ambitious efforts, that's a bullish sign for the company undeniably. A new incentive that NIO is offering to existing users. On March 3rd, it was announced that NIO is incentivizing existing users to upgrade from their standard battery packs to their long-range battery packs. Me personally, for myself, whenever I do buy an EV, I feel like I'm always going to go with the long range, just because I feel like whatever you can do to limit or minimize range anxiety is important, at least for me. But I do see the allure of a standard or short range battery pack. Obviously, that comes with a lesser cost to the consumer. If you don't travel far by car, it makes sense. Anyways, this promotion will be running from March 3rd to March 30th. Those who choose to upgrade from a 70 or 75 kilowatt hour battery pack to a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack are going to see a small savings. They'll receive a 200 RMB credit when they check out, which for comparison in US dollars is only 29 US dollars. In the grand scheme of things, this isn't really significant in my opinion. It's not enough to go out there and say that, hey, I'm going to buy a new battery for my vehicle today. You know, these batteries cost thousands of dollars, so $29 is really insignificant. The last time I checked, which was in 2022, the 75 kilowatt hour battery, I believe, was $8,700. So it doesn't even really make a dent or anything noticeable in the purchase price. Now, for someone who is already thinking about upgrading from the standard range to the long range, this might just be a reminder and it might be enough to push them over the fence, but it doesn't really make a strong case. I'd like to know what you guys think about this program in the comments section below. Is it a waste of time? Is it worth it? Just share your opinion. NIO becomes a trending topic as former intern claims unfair treatment after sexual assault. Now, before I even report on or get into this topic, I want to preface with the fact that it's important to be very sympathetic and empathetic of the victim when it comes to these things. I like to think of myself as a journalist, so what you guys are going to get from me is the good that's out there and also the bad. I'm trying to be as objective as possible, although I am a shareholder. This is a topic that's making headlines, and if I'm going to call myself a journalist, I have to report on it. Rather than brushing this under the rug, we'll tackle this topic with care. On March 3rd, a former NIO intern posted on social media that she was sexually assaulted by a co-worker. The co-worker was then sentenced to prison, and NIO decided not to bring the victim back. The victim said that during her first month at NIO, a male colleague entered her room late at night and tried to sexually assault her. After 2 hours of efforts, the man was unsuccessful and the whole thing was captured by video recording. He then called the police and the man was arrested. Due to the video evidence, the man was quickly convicted and sentenced to 10 months in prison. After the incident, she continued to show up to her internship, and according to her, she had stellar performance as well. According to her article that she posted on social media, someone in HR referred to her as a risky hire or risky personnel and said that she would negatively affect the company's image. She claims that since leaving the company, 3 other cases were brought to her attention, and the people who are the aggressors in those situations still reside within the company. On March 4th, NIO released a statement in response, which I'll read right now. On the evening of March 3rd, a former NIO intern posted on social media that she had been sexually assaulted by a colleague. Although the assailant has been punished by the law, the victim said she was treated unfairly in the process of applying for a conversion to a full-time employee because of this incident. In response to the incident, NIO set up an investigation team as soon as possible on the night of March 3rd, and a full investigation into the incident has been started. The facts that have been learned so far are that, according to her report on Saturday, August 6, 2022, an intern whose last name was Zhu attempted to rape her after asking her out. The victim called the police and Mr. Zhu was then taken into custody on August 18, 2022. Mr. Zhu was arrested. On August 19th, the company terminated the internship relationship with Mr. Zhu. The victim left the company on February 28th this year. The victim posted last night that she was not retained by the company and was discriminated against as a result of the above incident. The investigation team is looking into her internship retention process, and in particular with whether she was treated unfairly in the process or not. We are deeply sympathetic to the victim's experience last August and promise to give her a fair, impartial evaluation of her work. NIO has zero tolerance for any criminal and sexual harassment and will thoroughly investigate every reported incident we receive and will deal firmly with any non-compliance found. We also call for the respect and protection of women's rights at work and the resolute elimination of sexual harassment in the workplace. Since putting out that statement, the story gained more eyes on it. And so there are a couple points here that I want to point out exactly how they're written right here on CN Tech Post, so I don't butcher anything or mess anything up. NIO mentioned that her departure was on February 28th, which is untrue information, the lady said, adding that she officially left on February 13th. Mr. Zhu was an HR specialist in charge of new employee reception at NIO at the time. She went to the appointment only after being offered several times, according to the lady's latest article. The lady joined NIO as an intern on July 27, 2022. The incident occurred on August 6, and the offender was officially arrested on August 17th, according to the article. On November 29, 2022, the lady had a final evaluation regarding conversion to a regular employee, but was not retained, according to the article. The lady said the feedback she received after several communications was that the company had headcounts and that her work performance was fine. However, the HR team wanted to hire low-risk candidates and needed to maintain the company's PR image, according to her article. In December 2022, the lady was responsible for a product presented by William Lee at NIO Day. Because the patents were filed for the project during the preparation process, the lady left the company after the patent application process was completed, according to the article. After NIO released their statement, the victim was not happy or content. She also put out a statement which was two demands. One, that NIO acknowledges the neglect and mishandling of sexual harassments in the workplace in the past and apologizes for them. Two, to rectify the workplace culture and improve the company's anti-harassment policy. So my opinion here, I obviously feel for the woman because she was a victim of sexual harassment, and my thoughts on this type of thing is that it should always be handled with the utmost seriousness, sympathy, and caution. Now, I will say if you read the entire story, they did not fire her, while a lot of the headlines are making it sound like she was fired. She did an internship and was not invited to come back full time. Whether that has to do with what happened or not, we'll never know. If she can decisively prove that that was the reason that she was not invited to come back full time, then NIO is at fault here. Not in the wrong for the actions of an employee, but wrong for how they handled the situation, hypothetically. Another thing that I noticed is the person who was arrested and imprisoned that committed the crime. His last name is Zhu, and she also mentions that the HR manager's last name is Zhu. So I don't understand if she's trying to connect those two people and say that maybe this was some sort of retaliation, her not being invited to come back full time because of what happened with these two people, if they are related. Anyways, my whole take on this whole situation is it depends on two variables which we don't have either. Number one being, what is the true story? Because obviously there are two different stories that we're hearing here based on the statement and her refutation of the statement. And then number two, how NIO acted according to the true story, which we won't have number two unless we have number one. We don't have the true story, like I said, so therefore I can't judge the situation at all. If the victim's statement is accurate, then it certainly raises some concern. And like NIO said, there's an ongoing investigation. I would love to hear your thoughts on this down below in the comments section. I'll keep you posted as things updated, and also we feel for the victim, of course. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for tuning into our latest NIO update. We hope you found this video informative, insightful, and we're not going to say entertaining this time. If you're interested in staying up to date on the latest NIO news, make sure you click the bell icon so you don't miss out next time I post a video. Remember to hit the like button. That goes a long way in helping out the channel, and it goes a long way in helping out the video as well. Join the free Courtside Financial Discord in the description below. And anyways, that's going to be it. We'll see you guys in the next one.